Plumbing, Appliances, and Cabinetry, Video 2. In our last video, we added components for our 34 by 34 residential bathroom. We added the vanity cabinet, countertop, sink, toilet, and bathtub. Next, we will add all of our components for our kitchen. Before we begin adding our island plumbing, our sink, we will first add our appliances and cabinets on the surrounding walls so that we have an accurate measurement to place our island. So first we will add our appliances to our kitchen. Now in the future, when we look at appliances and cabinetry, we will always go to a manufacturer's website and download an existing appliance which you could buy in a store. We do this so that we make sure that our appliances and our cabinetry fit inside the space exactly accurately on the computer model so that it fits accurately when ordered and built in the field. So for example, if we were to download a standard size range, basically the same file we're going to use now, the Revit default for the range, that may not be the size range we buy in the store. So it's very important that when we are working on larger homes and when we're working in the future in Revit, when we actually design space and we're not just trying to learn software commands, we will always find a true sized appliance and true sized cabinets when we build a Revit model. But for this example, we're going to stick with the default settings and the basic components of Revit so that you can learn the software. So we have two ranges here. We have a 30 by 26 and a 24 by 24. I'm going to choose the bigger one. I believe that's the one that we have put in this house. It is. And we're going to place the range, we'll put it in the middle of the room for now. And then we're going to use our model lines and we're going to use our align tool to place it in the right spot. Okay, visually it looks like this is in the center of the room. So let's double check that and make sure. We're going to draw a model line down across the space. And then we will locate the center of that line, which is here. Alright, we're not exactly in the center. And here's why. We have a refrigerator on this wall. And we will need to leave a generous space for the refrigerator to be placed next to the cabinets. So you will not be able to do this measurement, but just to show you, we are looking at roughly a 3 foot 3 inch opening. Alright, so I'm going to delete these model lines. And I'm going to create a model line that is offset 3 foot 3. And I'm going to draw it from the sheetrock line across. Alright, and next we know that a cabinet is 2 feet deep, so it's 2 feet off the wall from where you're standing. Or excuse me, it's 2 feet off the wall, and then that's where you are standing if you were in front of a cabinet. So from the front of the cabinet to the back of the wall is 2 feet, the depth of the cabinet. So knowing that dimension, I'm going to draw another model line that's offset 2 feet. all the way across. All right. And now I'm going to find my center point of that space, because that is the actual workable space for this range to be centered. And once I find my model line, the center, the midpoint, and draw it across, I can align appropriately. So that's how you would find the center of the space in which you're working. You can also design where you would put the refrigerator in first, and then you could place the range in a specific spot. It doesn't have to be centered. And then you would put cabinets around it. But for this particular example, I wanted to have my range centered in the space where the cabinets fell on both the left and the right, because I will put the same size cabinets symmetrically on both sides. So that's where I was headed with that design. Okay, now we're going to use the Align tool. We will modify, click on Align, click on Center of the appliance. There's my center, and then I'm going to click on the sheetrock, and then I'm going to click on the back of the appliance. All right, it's a little off from the example. The example was obviously a little bit bigger, and it wasn't exactly centered. But it's always good to have symmetry in your design, because I'll show you the mirror command in just a moment, and it's actually really easy to just slap some cabinets in and mirror them around. It'll save you a lot of time. All right, so next we will add our base cabinets. All right, base cabinets are the cabinets which are below the countertop. And those come in two different styles. In Revit right now, there's also many more styles, but we currently have two styles to add to our kitchen model. We'll click on Component, and we will go up to the Base Cabinet section, and we have the double door base cabinets, and we have a single door base cabinet. Please note that cabinets always come in the measurements of 3. So 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, and so on. So you wouldn't find a cabinet that's not a custom order cabinet that's not a number of 3, a multiple of 3. So now it's just kind of plug and play, see what we get. We'll start with the 36. We always want to have our mouse on the back near the wall. I can place this guy in, and that looks pretty close. I'm going to leave a little bit of buffer room around the range, obviously, because we don't want to have it be exactly on there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to put things in. So I'm going to place this guy right here. I'm just going to let it go on the wall, and then I'm going to align this cabinet to my 2-foot line. I think that's fair. I'll show you cabinet filler in a moment, which will allow us to maybe tighten up this area right here a little bit, because this is a little bit generous as far as a little bit of a working buffer zone here. All right, so mirror command. I left my center line here on purpose. Mirroring is very simple. You click on the component, you click on mirror, which is in the modify tab. You select the center line, and then the component that we selected will jump over and mirror itself on the other side. So very simple to do, very easy to do whenever you're adding in multiple items that are the same. You can mirror items to each other, so you can use the same, the in line could be your center line. All right, so let's check on what we have. I'm going to do a section cut through the center of the room, and right click, go to view. My view opens, and I have my range and my 2 cabinets on either side. All right, so we can finish out this wall of cabinets later. I'm going to leave you to do that. And obviously you wouldn't have anything back here in this corner. You can order a cabinet that has the box for this side corner, but we don't have those in Revit right now, so you're just going to throw in a set of cabinets from here down. And I'll leave you to do that on your own. You'll also do the upper cabinets, which I'll go over right now for this area. Upper cabinets are very simple with what we've been given on the template file. We will click on the component, and upper wall cabinets are actually not near the base cabinets in the list. They're all the way at the bottom. So upper cabinet, remember the base cabinets were 36, so it's always good to match above if you can. You don't have to, but it's good symmetrical design to do that. These components will not click down unless you are hovering next to a wall. So what I like to do is just click one down on the wall and then use the align tool to move it in the right place. So modify align, click the location where I want to go, and then click what I want to move. Boom, boom, there it is. And let me show you how you can mirror in your section view. We'll go to the section view, and I want to mirror this and copy it here, so we can click the upper cabinet, and we can click the mirror, and I can find the center of the range, click my button, and I know I'm symmetrical because I set it up that way intentionally, just like that. Alright, next we'll need countertops on either side. So it's the same procedure, component, and the countertop is not the vanity countertop because that would be too low. In here we have multiple different options for countertops that have been preloaded in. If we wanted to load more, we can load family and back out of where we were before with our doors. We can go to casework folder, and here's a ton more of items we can download. We have base cabinets with multiple different options. We have drawers. We can do filler. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and load that in right now because we will use that. I'm going to load family again. I'm going to zoom out, or excuse me, back out of the folder. Countertops, we have multiple different options as well. We have one with a sink. We have sink hole. We have a basic countertop with the backsplash lip on the back. An island countertop with a sinkhole, without a sinkhole. So plenty of options. And if all else fails, you can fake it with a floor that's really thin and make it a shape you want it, but usually that doesn't happen very often. You'll use one of these countertops. If we go back to our component, we have our countertops here, and we are going to use the standard 24-inch depth countertop. It's exactly the same as the vanity. There's just no sinkhole in the cabinet, or the countertop, excuse me. We'll click on here. We will drag this side over because we don't want the countertop to go across the range. We'll get that close to the edge, maybe a little bit more. We're going to do some cabinet filler there. And then mirror. We can mirror again and flip it over. Boom, there it is. We can go back to our section view. Also, you'll see these tabs up here. You can click on the section view there. And here it is symmetrical. Our refrigerator component will go here, and then the base cabinets that are going across the kitchen towards us are in this area. We will need a range, a hood. We'll use a microwave here, and then a cabinet above. A little bit of a custom job here, but it's pretty standard stuff. You'll see microwaves all the time with